What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's Nino Daniel here, and I have the best pleasure of interviewing the director and star of Brute 1976, director Marcel Walz, star Gigi Gustin. Thank you for joining me today.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yes, we're so excited.
This was quite the cover photo too. This was very just.
It is giving Felissa Rose
It
sleepaway
is giving
camp.
Felissa. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, kind of. Not kind of a lot, actually.
No, but
This
it's like Felicia's
yeah.
walking around all the time on the conventions, like,
She
and
is.
now that's
Whoopsies.
And then we've got the inside. Like, this is like very, very well. Like, oh, and she does it again, folks, right here in the back of the DVD. There we go.
There she goes.
that
She
is
does
that
it
is the
again.
most used photo from the movie. Like, it's on the trailer clicks and everywhere. It's like, yeah.
Oh my god, I believe it. No, the movie was freaking amazing. Like, did y'all
Thank
have
you.
fun doing it?
Oh yeah. We had a lot of fun. I had a heat stroke one point. It was phenomenal.
Girl.
It
I
was so fun. It was crazy hot, obviously. I love that as an actor because I love being thrown into like uncomfortable situations if I
yeah.
think that it can like enhance the performance and make it more
Yeah.
real. My worry is always like the crew. Like I'm like, do not worry about me. I'm like, you guys chug your water bottles. I'll be here.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Yeah,
Marcel
it's
literally
actually
did
Right.
have a heat stroke.
I, I mean, it's also most of the like for the camera team because they have to handle all the camera shit and stuff. Like I was like,
Yeah.
and it's
Oh
me sitting
yeah.
in my chair with my Diet Coke, like, well, you want me to help you? I don't want to, but I
Oh
can't.
my god. I feel like we're gonna hear the words Diet Coke mentioned so much. Honestly, Diet Coke, if you're listening, hit the sponsorship button.
Right?
Thanks.
Yes.
I'm waiting.
I'm being nosy when I ask this, Marcel and Gigi, if you know it too, but like,
Sure.
obviously, the movie's out. We have a physical copy. You can get yours from VinegarSyndrome.com. I believe it's streaming on
Yes.
Fandango, but you have the censored version on Fandango. There's a scene with a man's genitalia that gets like blurred out, and I'm like, damn it, I really wanted to see some.
And
But,
to be honest,
but I have this.
so many people hit me up and it's like people I don't even know, just people watched it. It's like, what the fuck? As a filmmaker, and it's like, and I was like, wait, what is going on?
You're like, I couldn't.
I
Yeah.
didn't even knew. So it's like, why should I shoot a movie with like, and and then censored it? So why should I do that? So no, it's like I don't know what it was because it's not everywhere like that.
Yeah.
I think it's um there's some VOD platforms who don't they didn't censor it, but most of them did.
Yeah.
So I don't know why. And I was kind of surprised because like look at Terrifier and whatever. There's
Like
nothing censored
splitting a
there.
woman down the middle from her.
Exactly.
I don't know
So
what I
I
can
don't
say
know
on YouTube, but like that, you
what's
know.
wrong with that little cute dick in there getting like a drill in it. So
I
I don't
love
know,
that
but
you
it
called
is.
it a little cute dick. Like that's.
I mean, it was. I mean, I mean,
I mean, describe it however you want. You know, like
it's.
whatever.
I mean, it's like, ooh.
Me crying not 2 minutes into this interview. Love it. In the beginning of the movie, there's like a timeline setting of I think it's August 19th, 1976. Tell
Yes.
me what's the significance of August 19th?
Okay, it's nothing crazy. It's nothing super special. But I wanted it to have to. I wanted that date, and then everyone was like, "Why?" Well, it's the day after Texas Chainsaw. It's because Texas Chainsaw Massacre is August 18th. And I wanted like, hey, let's do
Damn.
August 19th. And then some people get it, some people don't. It's fine.
I
Well,
clearly didn't.
it's not for the people that don't. It's for the people that will clock it. It's for
Yes.
them.
But a lot of people asked. So that's like already okay, why is it 19th? And
Yeah.
so that's like yeah, it's Chainsaw.
Oh.
2 years later because like it's 1976 and Texas Chainsaw was 1974.
Okay. See, for me, I was watching it. I'm like, is it someone's birthday? Is it like someone's anniversary? Is it like, are we paying homage to like
We don't
some?
care about that.
Yeah, no.
Right, right. No, Gigi, before you got in, Marcel and I were talking about like the things that we have to be obsessed with that aren't like normal. Like some people do heroin, other people watch horror movies. Like, and I told my mom, I was like, listen, it's tattoos and horror movies or I drop out of college. But what would be like your thing that is like the not maybe deemed societally normal thing that you like?
Well, I guess like most like-minded people in the horror community, like I'm a sucker for a really good death scene. So someone be like, "Oh
Oh.
yeah," and then he slit her throat, and then he put salt on it, and I'm like, "Ooh," I'm like turned on by it because of
Ooh.
like, but from it sounds psycho, but I'm just like, "Oh yeah, like talk dirty to me," and then what did he do? But for me, it's like it's the sake of the art and just like
Yeah.
quenching the thirst of like the gore hounds and like it's all in good fun. And I
Yeah.
love that something that people see so dark, we find a way to like connect with it and actually make light of it. And the people in the
Yeah.
horror community are some of the kindest people I know. So
Hands
for me,
down.
it's just hysterical, and that's my gang of weirdos. So yeah, I'm like yeah, and then hit her in the face. Yeah, oh that's good, that's delicious. Ah, more blood, more blood. And
Oh
on
my
set,
god.
like the nastier it is, like Marcel and I will look at each other sometimes during a take that has like a ton of blood or just turned out absolutely fucked, and we're just like, yeah, like
That was it.
It's so
so.
funny because
No, go
Gigi and
ahead.
I and Bren, we just had a lunch meeting 2 days ago, and then we talked about a movie idea we had, and then we I just saw the Gigi's face, and she's like, yes, and then we can do this and that and wow, and then she had like so many, and then she got home and she texted me, Marcel, what do you think about this and this?
My god.
It just hit the point where like, okay, this is something cool, this is something special, and because it hit us so perfectly to a perfect time, and it was like, oh, well, I guess we have to do it.
I love I can only imagine what like the Google Drive of like reference photos looks like between the two of you.
Well,
Oh my god, my Google searches, it's hysterical. It's like, do severed feet bounce if you drop them? And people are
I
like, oh, sometimes Instagram is like, if you need help, here's a hotline. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I really don't. Like, maybe, but not for those
Oh my
reasons.
god. Do severed feet.
I should look for a psychology for other reasons.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm like, that's the least thing you need.
Yeah,
The least of anyone's worries about
that's
my
fine.
mental.
Your
That
NSA
part's fine.
agent just calls you up like, "Hey, are you good? Like, are you like we've been tracking you for 3 days. Are you like
Are you doing
The,
well?
the
do you
searches
need someone
are
to send you
mortifying.
flowers?" That's
Yeah,
insane. I
a
want
little.
to Gigi, I want to get into your character of Raquel. Raquel? Raquel. Does it matter?
Raquel. I always say
Raquel.
Raquel.
Let's
Yeah.
do it. So, very much a sexual creature in this film, dare I say, like the first act in the opening.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also become a character that has to fight for her life.
Mm-hmm.
So, what was your preparation, like mentally, emotionally? What did that all kind of like take for you to be able to have that like dichotomy between like, okay, cool, I'm gonna eat this girl's pussy, and then I'm gonna like fight for my life?
Well, I mean, so I got this script like months before shooting, so I had a lot of time to sit with it, and there were adjustments that were being made throughout the months, and everything really aligned with me and kind of like my own personal beliefs, how I personally operate in a sense. So it's really not about having to like build a backstory to a character for me at that point. It's just like prepping so that when I'm in the moment, I have enough room to play, and allowing being present and allowing like the truthfulness of the scene, just believing moment
Mm,
to moment and allow it to take me. And whatever way that goes, it goes. Like I'm not the actress that will ever over prepare. Like sometimes, and this is before COVID, I'd be in waiting rooms going into an audition. I'd hear an actress that would be like, "How are you doing today? How are you doing today? How are you doing today?" And they're like trying to prep how they're going to say the line, and I just learned that whenever you try to do that, it all goes out the window when you get on set. If
completely.
it's truthful, it's good. It's going to be good. You don't have to worry about should I have said it this way or that way. If it was honest, then people are going to feel it. And that kind of goes back to how much I really loved. I love being on location and like stuck in like the gritty mess, and sometimes like the crew was so nice they'd be offering me water and I wouldn't take it because I wanted it to feel really real, and that's how I play my scenes, are moment to moment. I never over prep them, if that makes sense. I
Especially
know the line.
the one day in the barn. I remember that.
Oh yeah.
So many people asked her for water, and she's like, no, 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 no.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I want to be, the more I can actually physically feel something real and I don't have to rely on the psychological, the more the psychological follows that. So like, because your body and your mind don't always know the difference. It's almost like a trauma thing where like your body and your mind don't always know the difference. So I'm like, okay, if I will physically breathe really heavy, my brain won't know the difference between acting and actual danger, that it goes into the fight or flight mode. And that's how I perform. So when people are trying to make me more comfortable, bring me water, do you want shade? I'm like, no, I'm good. Thank you,
You're
thank you.
like, no, I
But
have
no,
to get fucked up. Like,
I
Yeah.
need to
Literally.
suffer. I must suffer.
love that. Oh my God.
And she did.
Insane. And she did quite literally, like,
Yeah.
did. Oh my
But it's so
gosh.
fulfilling at the same time. I don't know how to explain it,
Yeah.
and not to go on a tangent, but it's like controlled chaos.
Yeah.
And there's something really incredible about that, where like you're in this state where you don't really know the difference, but also you have the in-between moments where you know you're good, and then you realize that you're there for like the purpose of art, and it just starts to get really exciting and thrilling. I love everything about it.
That's a great way to put it, is to like make sure that you're literally still embodying the character, even though you're not filming at that moment. Like if you have a break, or it's like, no, I'm not going to go get water. No, I'm just going to stay right the hell here. I feel like that makes more sense, because you don't have to like switch back and forth.
Yeah. I think it's so important when you're moving quickly, and like, Marcel and I, we're so used to this low budget world where we don't have like a ton of time to play. So you're really
Yeah.
trusting everyone, and then everyone is prepared and everyone's on their mark. So for me, that's kind of how I make sure I'm going to stay right here, because I don't always have 2 hours to go into a corner and go to a sad space. Like I just like it's got to be there, and it's
Right
got to be
there, right
quick.
now. Yeah.
So I got to stay in the mental space. But that's not to say that every now and then I don't, between takes, turn to Marcel and go and like stick my tongue out. like
He's
like
agreeing, you know?
like there's time to play and goof around, but
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
most of the time in Brute, especially in the barn, Marcel, when you're moving so quickly, and it's their coverage, your coverage, bam, 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 bam. Okay, now we're flipping the world. You just got to be on. That's when I'm like, I will suffer. Give me no water. I will stand in the sun. I will sweat. I don't care. Keep the fans away from me. Allow me to be drenched in this madness that is this movie.
What?
Because that's just like a perfect, like you mentioned, that's a perfect example of how much we have to do one day. That barn scene and the escape and her on the road and that whole thing, that whole
That was
situation,
one
was
day?
one day. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh
So,
my God.
yeah. And that was not just the only thing we did that day. I think there was something in the morning, and then this stuff was like after lunch, basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like so much. And then that also shows like you need actors you can trust. You need
Yeah.
actors who are like on point, know their dialogue, and da 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 da. If you don't have that, then you're like, oh, well, I guess, well,
Bullshit.
whatever.
Yeah.
And that scene is pretty long through like through the whole like first half of the movie. It's also so important because that shows what the character goes through, and also shows the other character, which is Daisy,
Yeah.
from Chad Rowan. So that is like those two. That's the big most important moments for those two characters. Yeah,
Mhm.
except the ending.
Yeah.
I was also told by the gentleman who, oh my gosh, I forgot his name. The guy who, well, all I can say is, if you haven't seen this movie, stay for the end credit scene, like the post credit scene.
Yeah.
That gentleman reached out and said, did you watch like the post credit? And I was like, no. So I had to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, Marcel, on the topic of like time and everything, from when this script was created to when you're done with principal photography, or even when the movie is like out on VOD, what was that timeline?
Yeah. Joe wrote the script for Brood like way before we shot it, because that was a movie we always wanted to do.
Got
We
it.
always wanted to do like, hey, let's do a Texas Chainsaw, Hills Have Eyes kind of movie. So he started writing it, but through that process, we changed the script a lot, like the ideas. Even after, I think it was after Garden of Eden, we changed actually Gigi's character a lot, and and extended it a little bit more. Well, actually, way more, because the idea um from the first script, I think, was that she dies in the opening, and that's it.
Oh,
That was the
kind of
first.
like
That
the
was the first
opening kill
draft.
kind of thing.
Yes, it was a Drew Barrymore opening kill with the girlfriend, but and then her performance in Garden, not just in Garden of Eden, but also like in Garden of Eden when she's screaming and everything. Then we decided to extend the her character, and that's what it is now. But like from finishing the movie, like start shooting a movie, we only had like, I don't know, was it 9 days? I think it was 9 days.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think, yeah, it
9
was
days of
nine
principal
days.
photography.
Yes, it was 9 days. And then the edit, which is like 9 days. Then editing was probably 1.5 months, including like, and then music and sound is like it's mostly like 3 months till the movie is like done. You know, can a little bit longer, can less, but actually not less. It's mostly like 3 months, like in post, that kind of thing. And then you're looking for like world sales, distro companies, and that can take so long because then even if they sell the movie somewhere to a distro company, the distro company is the one who's like, hey, I think this is a good time to release a movie, and that might be a year later. So you
So
never
they
really
can hold
know.
on to that.
Yes. Yes. So I always hope it's not the case, but it's as a filmmaker because you want, hey, this right now, this is my best movie so far.
Yeah.
Let's get it out. And then you have a movie like Pretty Boy that we made like in 2020 during COVID, and Lionsgate was holding on for 5 years. Yes. So they released that movie this year in May. And I was like, at one point, we were like, no, they will never release it. Well, it is what it is, I guess. And then they released it 5 years later. And then as a filmmaker, I think there happened so much in between. And I think I grew as a filmmaker. I think you always grow from film to film to film, no matter what, even if it's like super low budget or a super big budget, whatever. I think you learn something with each movie you do. So I put stuff in like contract, like, hey, not longer than a year, you know, just in case. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I thank you for opening up about how that works because I have no idea. I'm just
Yeah, I mean
really,
I think that's also interesting
I'm just a
for
dude with a
new
camera.
filmmakers just to know. Oh, I have to deal
Yeah.
with that kind of stuff. Because
Oh god.
at
Yeah.
one point for me, um, making the movie was the easiest part, and everything after, like dealing with distro and whatever, i- that's a different story. I can't share everything because if I would,
Yeah.
people would
Yeah.
say, "Oh, well, I start working at Ralph's," because
Yeah.
then it's like.
See, no. We need
this
you to make more
that's
of like horror
easier.
movies. I need
Yeah,
the both of
that's
you.
easier because it is sometimes not an easy business.
No, I can't
Yeah.
imagine. I want to bring in some lightheartedness really quick, and I know this was a comment of conversation from my review video that came out, but I did actually legitimately at one point watch this, and I'm like, is this gay Jeepers Creepers?
I
Like,
love that so much. It was like, oh, I would put that on the poster. I don't care.
no, like honestly, it. But do you see where I'm getting that
No, no,
from? Like,
100%. No, yes, yes.
how do you both kind of like take that, and does it make sense? Like,
It's for me. I was like, gay cheapest creepers. Then I was like thinking a little bit, and then I saw the visuals at the end and the church, and like, oh, and then all the gayness. I was like, oh,
oh
well,
god, this movie is gay.
yeah. Yeah, no, it is. It is. And that's the funny part. As for me, it was just normal. You know what? I mean, that's okay. This is the movie. It is gay, and Joe wrote it, and he's not gay. So every time in there's like a dick or whatever flying around in one of my movies. Like people are like, oh, this is Marcel's idea, and it's actually not. So that came from the straight guy. For Brood, there's a lot of like LG LG whatever. For
LGBT.
like yes,
I love you.
there's so many letters. There's so many letters in
So,
there now.
There's
I don't know.
29 letters
I,
in the
I,
thing.
I don't
We
remember. I don't
we
remember. I just call it like the gay section of the movie. There's I guess there's a bunch of gay stuff in it because the company Cinephobia is a very gay company, I would say, and they release a lot of like gay dramas, gay comedies, and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, why did a gay company pick up that movie? And I was like, oh well, never mind. I get it.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
for
my
me, it
god.
was the bus. Because what is it, Jeepers Creepers 2, where they have the bus
Oh, the
scene?
bus.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I
Yeah.
was like connecting like the bus of everybody, and then like and then just like our killers, obviously, like I think Jed actually plays Daisy is one of my favorite killers because he's this like he's kind of the most like Silence of the Lambs esque of
Yeah.
everybody, and
Yeah.
he's kind of like for me like the most like kind of iconic villain out of like the like five slashers that are all in Brute. So for me, I was like Gigi for Creepers. I was like, I see it, I see
Yeah,
it.
Oh my god. No, it's I definitely felt like I was like, wait, this is literally like the horror version of Birdcage.
Funny, yeah, because that was like one of the references. I was like for my because I always do, or sometimes I do my own wardrobe for the movies, and I was like, okay, so I think for Jed, for Daisy, like when he's walking around in his robe, in the kimono and whatever, so like that was like one of the things, like, hey, Birdcage opening when he has his flip out and is like, I can't. Being over dramatic as getting his aspirin and whatever. So that was like the moment, like, okay, this is like the outfit I want.
It was great.
Yeah.
I want to actually ask, this is for the both of you. You've both worked together on a film I watched earlier this year, which I know Gigi, I got introduced to you through Mimi, which we love Mimi Fox in
That's
this
so
household.
great. I love this. Yeah.
We
She
love
is
Mimi.
we love Mimi Fox in this house.
Musician,
Yeah,
listen
stream
to
her
her
new song
music, guys.
Bulletproof.
Look her up.
Stream her new song Bulletproof. We're working
Yeah.
on an entire tour set together, but she had Mimi had been like talking about the both of you, and then I saw Garden of Eden, and I know that Garden of Eden, to me, there's a bit of a stark contrast where there's this sort of like Garden of Eden takes us in this kind of like religious, like centric setting, and then we travel into the 70s where it's like free, be who you are, like get your dick cut off, like fun things. Like
Fun things.
fun thing. I mean, remember, Marcel, everyone has to have some form of crazy to be normal, right?
I'm here.
Yeah.
What were some of those like differences in preparation for the both of you? What kind of like what did you have to pull from, whether it was directorial styles for you, Marcel, from Garden of Eden to Brood, and then Gigi, what was it for you as an actor to pull or renovate or innovate again, like from your character or however you style yourself as an actor from one movie to the next?
There was definitely for me a difference in preparing for Garden of Eden than there was Brute 1976 because in Brute 1976 I wanted to pay an homage to Marilyn Burns, who that was kind of like the trope that I was following. I was
Yeah.
the scream queen. So you're doing an honor to that that genre, that movie, that time period, where in Garden of Eden I felt more like I was representing a more sensitive community because spoiler, she clearly has like a a self-induced abortion. And at the time that we were filming, there was all of the Roe versus Wade conversations, and it was really important to me that that scene was just as raw as possible. I knew that I could never pretend to know what those people go through in terms of people that do have an abortion and what they feel after, people that have a stillborn, and regardless of like the situation of like how it happened or why you came to that decision, I know that there's a huge emotional weight that you carry sometimes for the rest of your life. So what I did was all of the research that I could possibly do about people's stories where they're sharing and opening up about like their experiences, what they went through, how they're coping.
Yeah.
And so I actually got on a Zoom with Joe and Marcel and said, if you guys agree, I think we should extend this scene and make it a little bit more horrifying because we can't truly know what it feels like, but we can try to put a picture to it that is tough enough to watch to at least spark the conversation or help us even get a glimpse into what it might feel like on the inside, even to go through that, like when you look in the when you can't even look at yourself. And one thing that I'd said to Marcel right before we started shooting the scene, or a little bit prior, I just got to set. I said, I think that I have to do this scene with no makeup on. And Marcel said, absolutely, I love that. I just wanted to show, especially since my character is in makeup the whole film, I needed her to be at her rawest, most vulnerable point. I take all my roles serious, but this one had like an added layer of like representing a group of people that went through like a real life horror. Now it's a horror movie, but this is a real life horror that we're putting on screen we have to do the justice of at least attempting to scratch the surface of the ferociousness of what people go through in their minds when they're trying to combat themselves and deal with the guilt, and the ferociousness also of like the way that you get judged by people. Like I wanted that scene to just hit so hard and leave an icky feeling, because that's what people are stuck with at the end of it when they go through something like that. So it was definitely two very different ways of preparing. I watched horror movies and Texas Chainsaw Massacre for 1976, and for Garden of Eden I did research. I spoke to people that have gone through abortions, and together me, Marcel, and Joe talked about how we could make it even more horrific, only to not water down what that was, if that makes sense.
No, it does. And you're talking about something that happens to people, families. Like it's all like if an abortion happens, it obviously like it takes a toll on people, and I can't even imagine on it. But what I'm trying to connect to as well is with the movie being so, this is Garden of Eden, with the movie being so religious, and the way certain religious groups look at birth, and maybe how like you shouldn't, do certain things like to your body or to your unborn kid. Like those kinds of things too resonated with me, because I'm watching a family that has this like self-righteousness to them, that I'm like in as an audience member, I'm like, well, it kind of makes it, what they're doing okay. And then you bring up your part where it's like, oh, I don't know how like the church would like look at this,
And I think that's why it was smart to start with that kill, because
Yeah.
I do think that that's the one where people are kind of conflicted. And I believe, and Marcel, correct me, I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth, but I believe that that's what Joe and Marcel intended to do with this movie, is to get people having conversations. And
Oh yeah.
that was something that I think there's two opposite sides, and there is the religious belief, but then like the justification, like what actually makes it like okay. And
Yeah.
I think that it's important to spark that conversation. And I think that you might not always get people to see your side, but if you can shine a little bit of light into a dark room, I think that that's a really good step forward. And I think that that's what that kill was.
We took the risk. It's a huge risk, and but it's also like, hey, it's if you like it, great. If you don't like it, also great. Maybe you more like a Brute 76 guy or a Jurassic Reborn guy. You never know. So it's like.
Marcel.
So whatever it is, so like, but it's fine for me. So, and I never take any reviews any personally or whatever. I don't, it's just part of the thing. So but we knew that from the beginning on. Like writing the script, shooting the movie, finishing the movie, and releasing it, we knew it's like it will be like a 50-50 chance. Yeah.
I think you took excellent chances and choices in both films, like just watching them and being able to like absorb everything that you've both talked about and how you portray your characters. I want to know something real quick. This is something that I wrote down like for a question that just stood out to me so much. The insane dichotomy in Brute 1976 where they're doing the American flag photo shoot, flipping to Raquel getting tormented. I was like, oh, I think a lot of, maybe some people can watch it and be like, LOL, like, oh my gosh, her friends are doing the photo shoot without her. But I'm watching this like, this is a 1970s period piece. What would be something that would be like a key takeaway you'd want people to see just beyond the screen, and like maybe a subplot or a meaning? Like what would be either
that was
your
that was that
takeaway?
was the reason why we casted like Adrian and or heading Sarah. So it was like I don't want to sound like weird or anything, but it was like a salt and pepper kind of situation, and that was like
Yeah.
not the case back in the days at all. So it was like a big thing for us, like showing, hey, there might be something back, even like back in the days they try to break out and show something new and something like that. Hey, that's how it should be, and not just one side of this world. So that was like my take on it, like, and Joe's take. So there's like showing that it's like there's it was a weird time, but I'm sure there was like people back in the days who tried to break out of that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Most definitely. I mean, looking at like how the movie is also structured, you just kind of mentioned something too. There is a lot of like biraciality, there's a lot of LGBTQness
Yeah.
in a time where that was like you got killed.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
not
And
like,
there
and
it
like
was,
the
yes,
police covered it up, or like something like
yes.
that. Like, why do you feel like it was those elements were so important to this,
And
and that
it's
stood with both of
definitely
you?
no, I agree, and it's definitely not us to being like super vogue or anything. Because
Yeah,
if people who know me, I'm definitely not that at all. And it's like even me is like, oh, and not like another letter in it, it's like just be whoever you want to be, and it's fine because you
yeah,
don't like. I don't understand like people bringing up new things, whatever they are now. That's fine. I don't care. But they don't want to be in a box. Don't create a new box. So
exactly.
so that's how I feel. And if someone else feels a different way, great, good for you. That's it's. I just like think it's not the right way to do it. I just want to be realistic and close to myself in my movies as much as I can. And if I don't think this is right for me to do, I would never do it. But I also make like a shitload of fun about like gay people, whatever, because I'm gay. I don't care. It's like as long as it's funny, great. So I kind of miss those days when like like movies like White Chicks came out or whatever,
Like Scary Movie or
yet or
something.
scary movie, and I just know, okay, we can't do this anymore, and this is sad. This is like because everyone is so freaking fucking sensitive. And That was just not the time when I grew up, and I don't understand why, but I think eh, as long as I'm okay with the stuff in my movies, everyone else should
Yeah,
be too, because it's like there is no reason to be uh you know um
yeah,
it's not a take on you or you or you or you. Especially the gay community, they always want to be accepted by everyone, which they like. I agree, but then don't overact. Don't be like super sensitive about anything that mentioned. So you want to be like included in the world. You want to be like, hey, this is just a normal person. Then
yeah,
just don't overreact about like a joke or whatever.
yeah.
So
Oh my
calm
gosh.
the fuck down, watch a movie and enjoy it, and don't look for things to hate on.
You heard it here first, folks. Calm the fuck down.
That's
Like,
all it is. That's all it is. Because like I can be a drama queen, but also not to be like not.
yeah,
So yeah, that's all.
That's all.
that's all.
Mic drop.
Interview's done. Bye, guys.
Yeah, we got
Okay.
everything.
Listen,
Bye.
if just to like, I don't know if this is gonna piss people off, but like on the topic of gay, like in general, gay people, I have a gay joke. If you both want to partake in it for just a second,
Please.
Go for it.
how many gay men does it take to change a light bulb?
Wait a sec. I don't know.
I don't know.
0. They call the lesbians driving a Subaru to do it.
Jeez.
See, I love it. I love this, and
Yeah.
I pray to God that the new scary movie and they really do what they promised us to. Don't give a shit.
I
Yes,
swear I'm hearing rumors that we're trending in the right direction.
good, good.
I'm
We
praying
need this.
also that
This
we see the
generation
movie of
needs
South by
this.
Southwest. So
Yes, great. That
praying.
I love it because I think it's not us needing or me needing it because Mama's turning 40 soon. So it's this generation
I
who
can't.
needs it.
I hope
Who
we
needs
do.
it? So this generation has to come.
No, literally. Like I'm in full belief of that when that
Mhm.
maybe that's a whole different interview for a different day.
That's the thing.
I
Maybe they
also
will
have an
change the world again. Look at the Wayne's
maybe
brothers changing the world.
we needed it. Like we're getting
Yes,
I
we
mean,
do.
I cannot believe that we're getting Miranda Priestley in a Scary Movie 6 like a month apart.
I know.
I'm so excited.
Like literally a month apart. But respectfully, those two movies can wait. Today's about y'all. I want to shift something to Gigi really quick, and
Yes.
this was a poignant moment for me as an audience member watching the film. Raquel has this moment of vulnerability with Birdie, though Birdie is essentially Raquel's handler during the captivity portion. This is like towards the end.
Yeah.
What do you think it may mean to be vulnerable in a space where you can't physically or even emotionally be considered free?
I think it just
Mm-hmm.
goes to show. Wait, what'd you say, Marcel?
Mm-hmm. That your
Oh,
reaction be like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just goes to show that even in a space of a captivity where you have no freedom, I think people still crave human connection,
Mm,
and I think it was really interesting too that Mama Birdie kind of knew how to hit Raquel where it hurts. Like in the opening, it's touched on very briefly, but my character has a line of like, wow, like I'm such a fuck up. Like my parents were right, and it's very minimal, but that's definitely something that I carried throughout to make that moment make sense. So for me, Raquel kind of heard the one thing that she needed to hear, and although it's coming from her own captor, Mama Birdie knew how to. She knew that Raquel needed connection and knew that Raquel needed validation. It just shows how broken she was that she was willing to get it from anywhere. But again, that stems back to needing human connection. And you know, she's been held captive for I don't know how long in the movie it was, but a long enough time that you start to go crazy. And you're looking for that just like tidbit of humanity in the
yeah.
situation. And I think that connection is what that was for Raquel.
I love that. It almost
Yes.
and not that, and correct me if this was intentional or wasn't, but with what you've just said,
Mhm.
Gigi, it almost reminded me of the movie Split with Anya Taylor-Joy, and how she kind of had to befriend like the killer essentially,
Well,
in order.
it's almost like by doing that, you make more sense of the situation.
Yeah.
Like you're when you kind of see no way out, it's kind of like that connection is almost like an excuse to like accept your circumstance. And leading up to the end of the movie, knowing what was coming at the end for me, I needed Raquel through that performance to accept that circumstance so it could make sense when she flipped. Does that make sense?
No, of course.
You
Was there,
know?
okay, so on that, I want to ask you both. Was there a particular scene in the script that before you even started shooting, either you, Gigi, whether it's a scene you were in or not, and same thing, Marcel, a scene you got to direct, was there one where you're like, oh, I'm fucking excited for this one?
Yeah.
Ooh, Marcel, you go first.
Actually, it's I'm not saying that because she's on like with us here right now.
You
It
mean on the
is.
cover
Oh,
of
or
the
that.
1976?
No, it's like it's basically all the barn stuff. Like the because
Yeah.
when I was reading the script or we talk about what we want to do whatever, I was always excited for that scene because I pictured the when she's running out of the barn and then it's on the street and then it's like I pictured the long highway and then the bus driving away. So all this and her like chained up in the barn. That was like I that was like one of my favorite like from the beginning on, and even like the whole opening with the tunnels and the mine, and it's like all this was like that that was my favorite scene from the beginning on, and thank God she nailed it for the love of God. Yeah, so that made me
She
super
tried.
super happy, and no, it's like also and then also Jed, it was just seeing him walking downstairs in the high heels and everything is like I was cracking up on set, but I was like, oh, this is great, you know, like this is everything. Then him closely falling down the stairs into the high heels and everything. You know, it was like it was just so perfect.
Excellent. For me, I'll say once I got the new version of the script and I saw how much I was in it, I was excited about the entire movie. Texas Chainsaw is one of my favorite films. I think it's one of the most perfect movies ever made, in my opinion. Even still today, I think it holds up. But this is actually the largest role anyone has ever given me. So I was just so excited for the opportunity to get to have that much screen time and also play a character that actually had an arc. Like I love me a fun, good supporting side character,
Yeah.
and the side characters and supporting characters are usually where you have more space to be fun or eccentric. So like all the love to the supporting characters, but when you're a larger character, that's when you really have an arc. And so I was really excited to get to do that, explore what that was like, and get to really play with having like the full range of emotions and just having a full arc. So I was just
Yeah.
really excited for the opportunity, and being so inspired by performers like Marilyn Burns in Texas Chainsaw. I had rewatched the movie and I was just so inspired, and then I'd read the script right after again with like a different lens, and like I could picture myself and I knew how I wanted to do it. And so I was honestly just excited for the entire thing, all
Yeah.
of it. But funny story, we were all staying, me, Joe, Marcel, Sarah French, and maybe one more person were staying at like a huge Airbnb in Vegas. And it was like, I don't know, Marcel, maybe a day or two before the shoot started. And Joe comes up to me and goes, "Oh, new pages for the opening, no big deal." And I went, "Oh, okay." And I look at it, and it's like Raquel sets all these people on fire. And I was like, "What?" So that kind of came last minute. I think after Marcel discovered that one of our actors could do fire stunts, they decided to
Yes.
write it in. But that was a surprise for me, and
My
I was
God.
so amped to
Oh
do
my.
Actually, we
it.
all are like, and the funny. There's like there. The funny thing is, it's Mark, the guy who's getting his dick drill, like the drill through his dick. So he did the
I
fire
can't.
stunt. So he had he was one of the new killers. Joe came up with, like, his name is Paradise, and he was with the sack and everything, and then with the
Yeah.
torch and coming out of the mine, and then Gigi's like, woo, fire. So I was like, oh, this is like perfect for the opening. Let's try.
That was
Oh,
so good.
and fun fact, entire opening was shot in one day.
Yeah.
We are still in pain. fire fire stunts, the tunnels, all the desert stuff,
It
No
the
was,
sex
I
water.
think
stuff,
it was
Like,
the
that was the
kills.
hottest day. That was the hottest day. It was so
Oh,
freaking hot. It was terribly hot on the street, the highway, the car. I was like, this is it. Thank God it's the last
down,
day.
Gigi.
Yeah. And then it was so freaking cold in the mine. I was like, this is so many emotions. What the fuck is going on?
So many different.
Marcel got nauseous. I don't know if it was going from hot to cold or what it was,
It
but
was something.
Marcel.
That was the day. That was the day when I was like, and then we wrapped the day, and then I think all the stress, everything came down. Like, my went out of my body, and then hey, let's do champagne. Great. And then I was like, yeah, give me 1 second.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Marcel.
But then after it was fine, and was like,
And, and then she was
yeah,
partying right after. I love.
well,
Oh
yeah.
my
I just lost 30 pounds. I'm like, like, let's do
Bye.
it.
That's funny. Why didn't they listen when the characters were told don't cross the street, don't go to the other side, and they were like, "Fuck that."
Yeah, yeah.
Come on. I was like, y'all, the simplest. I mean, I know the movie, like, in the storyline has to go on, but in my mind, I'm
Oh,
like, if
no.
these were
And
my
we did that
friends,
also. That was also like really, really, really on purpose. So we because we tried to check all the cliche boxes.
you did.
Even if people like, they should give us something new. Bitch, you don't want something
No.
new. You want them to go to do all those
Yeah.
cliches.
You want
That's
that.
me. If the new Scream is full of cliches, great. That's actually what I want. Don't If there's no reason for a filmmaker to be super, oh, let's create something super new that nobody's seen before. They wouldn't like that either. If you want to see a Texas Chainsaw movie because there was not a
Yeah.
good Texas Chainsaw movie in years, so then let's try to be close enough to Texas Chainsaw as possible, even if we copy things or whatever, or people think we're copied. It's a homage. It's like that's what you want to see. You want to
Yeah.
see that, and I
We have
know
a
it
lot of those.
because
We,
I'm the audience too. So and I want to see that. So I made this movie also not just for everyone else. I made it also for me because the last two
you're
Texas
starting to
Chainsaw
sound like me
Massacres,
now. Jesus.
yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's not the last one from on Netflix is like, I don't want to get too deep into it. Chichi knows my opinion. So I was like, I don't know. Everything is pretty much wrong. So that was my goal then. Okay, I want to be at least more entertaining or better, closer to a Texas Chainsaw than they did.
Hmm.
You did a phenomenal job, and it really was
We
like I
tried.
was.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, watching this, I was like, this is bonkers. Like
Thank you.
absolutely great. And I loved like the Scream 2 reference, like in the car, the everything else that we've talked about. This movie is so referential to so many like horror greats that came through like before it. One of the things I love about horror films is one thing that I love about Gigi Gustin is the screaming.
Oh,
My new favorite scream queen. Babe, I know you said you
Oh,
didn't drink water. Did you have to in between these fucking takes?
really? No, I didn't.
no,
You're a liar.
she was fine the next day, and I was like,
You know what? All I do is I will drink a ton of water like the night before and the morning of. And also that way when I'm really hot and I'm sweating a ton, I want to make sure I can still produce tears. And I've noticed that if I'm very dehydrated, I can't. So I really just I don't know how it just continues to come out of me, but that's all I do is just I chug a lot of water the day before, but day of, in order to stay in my space, I'll never accept it. And then when I'm done, I'll go home and I'll chug water, I'll have my tea. But I really only worry about it if I know I have to scream again the next day, which
yeah,
was the case on Brute. So I would make sure like at night I was definitely the most hydrated little hoe on set. But during the day, I was suffering. I think they may have given me a little extra growl. It's like
yeah,
ah.
maybe, yeah, yeah, yeah. But
I
it
love
helped.
that.
I mean, whatever she's doing it right, so that's fine.
Keep doing it, honestly.
Keep
Not that
doing
you
it.
need my advice for anything. Like, I know how to make people laugh and I can dance a few times, but like, you nailed that. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
literally nailed that. I have to ask, Legend and Lore, courtesy of IMDb, tells
Ooh.
us that there is a Brute 1986.
There is. I mean, it's we just finished it in post production. We just finished it like a month ago, so it's like it's done.
Nice. When can the GP expect that?
We're shopping it around like we start shopping it around right actually this month or something. Hopefully soon. The vibe is different. It's like because we didn't want to like a raw or whatever movie like the
Yeah.
70s. It's now the 80s. Now we have fun with it, you know.
Mhm.
It's very Texas Chainsaw 2. It's very Friday the 13th, The Burning.
Mm.
It's all that. It's all in there. We have a lot of a shit of like references to Halloween 3, Pet Cemetery.
Oh,
Everything is in there.
I'm
Literally
excited.
every single like 80s movie that it has um like something that it's in there.
All the ingredients, just mix it up.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. Okay. And then Gigi, what do you just dropped a trailer or you were I saw something a winter-esque thriller action. Tell me more.
Oh, Winter Set. Yeah, we shot that movie a couple of years ago. It's oh my gosh, one of my only non-horror movies. But
Ah,
we went from the extreme heat to extreme cold. It was literally negative 10 degrees and we were outside. That
hell no.
yeah,
It's the
that's fun.
opposite from Brood. It's like super
Literally.
cold like
Oh my gosh. And kind of a similar thing I did eventually change, but we had like a warm trailer to kind of run to between takes.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, like I tried my best to not go to the trailer because I just wanted to one be in the thick of it, but two, it's
love
like
it.
it's also like I don't want to get warm just to fuck my shit up again. Like I'm already here. Let's just
Yeah.
power through.
Yeah.
It's like wearing high heels. If you want to take them off for a second, then you put them back on, it hurts more. I'd rather just suffer until I can take them off for good.
Right.
But by like hour two, I was like, send me to the trailer. But yeah,
Oh my
that's a very
god.
that's like a it's like a crime. It's like a crime thriller.
I love
Nice.
So
that.
it's a lot of fun. Gigi gets to play with some weapons safely,
Love
of
it.
course. But
I love
there is a trailer on my Instagram, and
Yeah. It looked
we're
great.
getting a.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good one, I think. It's with I get to act alongside Kirk Fox. He's in a bunch of stuff. Matt Peters, he's in Orange is the New Black. Jonah Ray, he's pretty big in the horror scene, so it's cool to have a horror ally. But ultimately, it was really cool to spread my wings and do something different. So that's getting
That's
a
awesome.
limited theatrical come December 11th.
Love
Ooh,
it.
I'll be on
That's
the
great.
lookout. And I love I love the high heel reference because you know me, love me a good stiletto.
Oh, you said what now?
Love me a good stiletto. I'm just saying like what my favorite shoe is. That's it. Like
Should we talk?
That's all it is. That's all it
Should we
is.
talk? Should we talk a tiny bit about it?
I actually would vehemently love to have just a moment for stiletto, if that's okay with you and if you can.
Yeah, so I can't. Marcel knows everything. Oh my God. Marcel was there when I didn't even have the script. And I went, I have an idea for this movie. I want to call it Stiletto and I want the poster to have a severed foot on it. Marcel heard that like 3 years ago. And now here we go. And the poster exists and the movie is done.
Yeah.
I can't say a ton about where it has landed yet. I got a very special phone call that I can talk about eventually that landed us where we're at now. And I'm hoping that we can announce very soon, but we cannot yet. We're still, nearing the ends of tying everything up and buttoning it up. But that is I can't wait for people to see it. It's for me, it's like a Nora with a knife.
Yeah.
We're kind of
Yes.
like in that world.
That is
That's a
Gigi.
good way to
That is
put it.
It
Did
works,
you
right?
just make this up?
Oh my God. I'll be honest. I did an interview with Dread Central and the writer. I said something like that and he made it sound better and that's how he phrased it. So now I continue to use it.
Great.
Oh, yes. Put it on the poster.
I know it's good, right? But
And
we
no, it's
spend a lot
great.
more
What the
time
fuck?
of course ours is a slasher and we spend much more time actually in the strip club. And yes, it was I completely funded this flick with stripper money. So, Marcel and I both know the hard knock life of trying to fund your own projects.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, I was tired of being let down. One day someone's interested in financing your project. The next day they're not. Or they come in and they have all these rules and they want to dictate how the film goes and they're not a creative. And I'm like, no, I'm doing this movie to tell this story, so I can't let you change it. But the people with the money make the rules. So I was like, okay, I have to be all those people. I have to be the creator. I have to be the producer. I have to star in it. And I have to be the person with the money because I have to be able to make the rules. So that's what we did. Your girl
And
was
she did
there
it.
like
And she did
every
it.
night for 2 years. And there was another movie I wanted to fund, but I knew I wouldn't be able to make enough within my personal moral compass and the time that I wanted to do the movie that I wanted. But I was like, fuck, I could do a slasher. And I know this genre so well. Slashers are doing so well. This is
They
actually
are.
my world. And I'm at a strip club every night. Why would I not do a slasher in a strip club? Thus, the Stiletto Killer was born. And one little, not a spoiler, because I believe there's been some stuff online and some exclusive photos, but my killer has a foot fetish and he steals the stilettos of all of his victims. So that's the stiletto kid. And of course that came from some personal experience. I can't even lie.
Oh, are
So
both
that's
of your
gonna
feet
be,
attached to you?
huh?
Are both of your feet still attached to you?
I mean, who knows?
Gigi.
It's her after the interview rolling
She's
the
like,
wheelchair away.
actually, it's based on a true story. That's weird.
Yeah.
I may or may not have my feet intact by the end of Stiletto. You will have to watch it to find out. And I can't wait to tell more. That's probably the most I can
Yeah,
right
I'm so
now.
excited.
Yeah.
And,
But it will be the wait will be worth it.
oh, I love you, Marcel. And shout out to my girl Mimi Fox because she is not only in Stiletto as an actress, but she does make up a lot of the soundtrack. And she has some songs and a cameo. Her first one was in Garden of Eden.
Yes.
So we're like building this little world together. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh,
And
I
she's
love
great in
you.
Stiletto. She's great.
Mimi can act.
Yes.
She's amazing. I'll say real quick. Like she said to me, I want a part. I said, good thing your best friend is the EP. And she's like, no, I want to audition for it. And she did. And I sent it to the director and I was like, what do you think? And he was like, wow, Mimi can act. And I was like, girl, you got it. And not just because you're my best friend, because you did a good
actually can
fucking
do it.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So
she's great.
I like to put that out there. She actually really earned that. She wanted
Oh,
it and she showed
that's
up.
awesome.
Yeah. Love her. We love Mimi Fox around here.
No,
Yeah.
we do. She has won 17 Grammys in my house. That's crazy. Like, so.
That's okay. She's toured in my apartment constantly.
No, great. Yay! Like, perfect. Thank you both so much. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for joining
That was
me
great.
today
I loved it.
and
Yeah,
having
so fun.
And folks, ladies and gents at home, boys and girls, Brute 1976 physical copy available on VinegarSyndrome. You can also VOD it. I got mine on Fandango. Marcel Walz, Gigi Gustin. Follow them on all social media. Like and subscribe. I will see you
Thank you.
later.